Hey, I'm live. This was a surprise, wasn't it? I crept up on you. So I'm just interested to see how many people find this broadcast. I don't know. There's no one in the chat at the moment. Not one person. I just wait here. I just wait here for people to come in. Just quietly. Quietly. Oh, look. Look at all these people. 13 of you. 13 of you so far. This was a surprise live. Oh, 64 now. StreamYard is telling me. So this is a surprise live. Didn't plan this, didn't plan to do a live today. Just thought I'd pop on to see how everyone's doing. And it's on subscribers only mode. So it means you've got to have subscribed to this channel for at least 30 minutes. Or else you can't chat. So you're not blocked, you're not banned. It's just that I've got subscribers only mode on, and you have to have been a subscriber to this channel. Oh, as soon as I start, the dogs start barking outside. I might have to go and shout at them in a minute. Honestly. So, and slow mode's on. I'll turn slow mode off. If only a few people come in, then I'll turn slow mode off. But this is just to say hello and a quick Q&A. I had a spare hour, so I thought, why not just hop on and see if anybody's around and anybody wants to ask me any questions. It can be about crime, any true crime case, or you could ask me anything at all. I'll just say a few hellos while people are coming in. So hello, Snoozy Girl, and Angelia. Angelio, maybe, Amy, Moulin Rouge, Tori, Pepper Ann, Cherry, Ashley, Alicia, Carly, Love My Charlie, Buttercup Baby, Gypsy Girl, hello everyone, Jackie Blue, Carrie, Patro PJ. I forgot my glasses, so if I'm saying your name wrong, then just forgive me. My glasses are upstairs, you know how it is. Terry, hi. Patty Girl, Diane, Romana, Kentucky Hun, Jazzy Watts, that's a good one. Camelot Hope, JD, Belledio. I'm blaming my glasses, but I actually can't pronounce words. I can't do words. Miss Pumba, Sandy, Becky, Debbie, Nana, TN Southern Hell. I like that. Dawn, Jackie, I think, Tiffany Blue, Sage Sleuth, Kelly, Jennifer, Purple AJ, Heather, Melissa, JC, Carly, Whispering Willow, Carrie again. Am I getting down to the end? Gigi, Party Cake, another Terry, or it might be the same Terry. Once I start repeating myself, then I know I've got to the end. Amanda, Artisan, Brenda, Catherine, Sidewalk Surf, Saphira, Irish Eyes, Road Less Travelled. Oh, and loads more of you. Loads more have come in. So, yeah. I'm sorry if I've not got down to you, then I am apologising already, because the chat's quite busy. Carly, thank you for the $4.99. I didn't hear, but were the West Boys' bodies actually found? So happy to hear that the parents are getting what they deserve. Not as far as I know, Carly. The last thing I heard, and I did check, I checked on their case late last night, my time, so 18 hours ago, and up until that point, their bodies had not been found. I know there's some rumours about their bodies being found, but as far as the media is saying, no, they haven't been found. But it is very, very good news that Trezell and Jacqueline have finally been arrested. They are a couple, and normally with missing child cases, normally for me, the parents are innocent until proven otherwise. But with Trezell and Jacqueline, from day one. I looked at them and thought, you are guilty. And I couldn't sway myself from that. I couldn't waver from that at all. So it is good news. Okay, questions. I'm going to go down. They've not been found, says Ashley. No, I didn't think so. If they had, it would have been like literally in the last few hours. Okay, people are still commenting that the footprints aren't verified as Summers. After Grandma's interview with Just K re-release, what do you think? I made a video this morning on Michelle After Dark about what was claimed on Just K. So for those of you who haven't seen that video, don't know who Just K is, she used to be Critical K on YouTube. She left and she's back now as Just K. Before she left, so it would have been last September, end of August, early September, Kay interviewed, and this was on her Patreon, so it never made it onto YouTube, apart from some clips that people played, I think with Kay's permission. I think Tiffany Marie played some of it on her channel. Someone claiming to have been in contact with Grandma, so Candy, Summer's grandma, said that Grandma had given her a completely different story than the script, the one that Candice and Don have gone with. And also the one that Grandma went with to Crime Stories Obsessed, to Emma, who she'd been speaking to on Facebook Messenger less than a month before this. But anyway, so not yesterday, maybe the day before yesterday, a couple of days ago, Just K re-interviewed this woman. We don't know her name, don't know who she is. Some people say it's Sherry, Ali's mum. I'm not sure whether it's Sherry or not. She's got quite a scratchy, gravelly voice, and so does Sherry. So I can understand why people think it's Sherry. I'm not sure who it is. I don't know who it is. But yeah. And I think it's an interesting theory. When it first came out in September, it was one of those things that make you go, You know, I made a video about it then and contemplated it then. Nothing would surprise me, but I don't think this story's got any weight. There's too many difficulties with that story being true, as I highlighted in my video this morning. I gave just a handful of problems with it. I mean, H would have to be lying, the Summers brothers would have to be lying. And why would Grandma implicate Candice? Why wouldn't she think of a story that just implicated Don? I don't know. There's too many problems with it. But there's lots of people who think the footprints aren't Summers, and we can't be 100% sure of anything in this case, other than Summer is missing, and she's been missing since the 15th of June. Nothing else we can rely on 100%. I think the Summers, personally, my personal opinion is I think those footprints are Summers because a scent dog alerted on them. But scent dogs make mistakes. They don't lie. They never lie. They don't have a hidden agenda to lie and pretend they're Summers when they're not. But they can make mistakes, as can their handlers. So I'm 99.9% sure that those footprints are Summers, but I could be convinced otherwise. We just don't know. But we just don't know. Thank you for the super chat. Mother Hen. I do great work. Thank you so much, Mother Hen. That's very kind of you, and thank you for being so generous. All right, more questions. Oops. Thank you for the super chat, Bailey. $9.99. Love watching your channels. You are great. Thank you. You're great as well for being so generous. Thank you. And thank you, RH, for the super sticker. Wow. Oh, my God. $49.99. I'm reading that right, aren't I? Yeah. Thank you so much. That is incredibly generous. Incredibly generous. Thank you. All right, more questions. Yeah, the closed caption thing. There is an option to put it on for lives now, but I can't seem to get it to work. It doesn't give me the option. It gives me like CC in like light color, but it doesn't give me the option to put it on. So I don't know why. I don't know whether it's going to be introduced across channels slowly, because I know some people have got the option to put closed captions on during lives. It just doesn't seem to allow me to do it. So yeah, catch the replay. Once it goes up on the replay, then the CC as normal will appear. It might take a little while. It'll take a little while to process, but come back later, come back tomorrow, and it should be there. Okay. So let's go down a little bit. The footprints could be from early morning or the day before. I don't discount anything. What makes me think that they're not is because these footprints, we're not just talking about the scent alert, that Don said came from the dog trail. We're not just talking about that. The search dogs were bound to hit somewhere on the property because Summer lived there. So the scents that the dogs picked up, wherever they picked them up, on the property, in the yard, down a trail, absolutely. They could be from any time. They could have been from days before, right? But what I'm talking about is the scent alerts that were not on the property, that were about 3/4 of a mile away from the property. So there was a scent alert down Ben Hill Road, which hasn't been confirmed. That's only from a neighbour who I don't really trust. But anyway, there's 2 other footprint areas, and they're squarely in the area where the searchers were focused on when they came back in November, December. They were focused around that area. They were circling, like the aerial things they were doing with the plane and the drones and the helicopters were circling around and round and round that area. And they came back to this very area just last week, just a bit further out than that area. So they kind of spread out a little bit further. So one set of footprints were found in a neighbour's woods about 3/4 of a mile away from 110 Ben Hill Road. And then another set were found on a different neighbour's property, but high up on a ridge. So why would Summer have been to all of those places earlier on in the morning? Remember, she set off, like Grandma was going to the hospital at like 8 a.m. So what time would she have to get up to go? It could have been from the day before, but again, why would she have been high up on a ridge? Why would she have been there? I mean, if Candice came out and said, oh, we went for a walk, she says she never goes for walks or runs because of bears and snakes. But if the parents came out and said, look, Summer did wander, Summer did go and play with her brothers, they were here, there and everywhere, then yeah, I'd be happy to say they're from a day or two before, because scent can linger for days. So, but we're told consistently that Summer never wandered, Summer never left the yard. Now, could she have left the yard? Yes. I believe she left the yard on the day she disappeared. That would fit with the abduction theory. But could she have left the yard a day, 2 days before? Yes, absolutely. And that could be why the footprints are there. Yeah, but it would mean that Candice didn't have eyes on her, not just on the afternoon of the 15th, but she didn't have eyes on her the day before or the day before that, which is perfectly possible, perfectly possible that that's the case. How long? Oops, I nearly blocked you then. Sorry, Melissa. I almost blocked you instead of highlighting. How long would the live scent stay there? Depends on the environment. Depends on a variety of factors. If these were bare footprints, so the scent on the bottom of your feet is strong, and it would have obviously footprints that impacts into the earth a little bit. So you'd think that a scent like that would stay longer than a scent, certainly than a scent in the air, because when we're walking, our scent kind of wafts along, and dogs can pick that up. But those ground scenting dogs, what they're doing is they're looking for the strongest scents on the ground. So the scent that goes up in the air, a lot of it is just lost, but then some of it settles down. But scent from the bottom of your feet, that will linger. And as long as it didn't rain, then quite a few days. Depends on the dog as well. Some dogs are better than others. But definitely quite a few days. Me too. They could be footprints from earlier on. She went missing on the Tuesday. Could have been from the Monday, the Sunday, the Saturday. I mean, I would say that they're probably, this is just a guess, they're probably not older than a week. I don't know. Could be. A really good dog. The scent that's impacted into the earth could linger for longer than a week. But these footprints were found the Saturday night going into the Sunday. That's when a big search went underway. Dave Rader talks about it. He got into town on the Saturday night, so day 4 into day 5. And throughout that night, they searched into the night. I've got a clip. A neighbour took a clip of them there on the Saturday night. It's on this channel, I think. Is it this channel? It might be on Michelle After Dark. I can't remember. It's only a few seconds of a clip, but it's eerie to see. You can see a line of searchers. I'm going to play it. Let me play it. Let me just see what channel it's on. Just bear with me a second. Where is it? Where is it? Can't find it. Not that one, not that one. Is it on this channel? I don't remember where I put things. That's the problem. Maybe not as easy as I thought. I may have unlisted it, actually. It may be on my other channel and I unlisted it, which means that because I'm on this channel, I can't see it. Oh, yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. I can get it from a playlist. Hold on. So everything is in... every single video I've ever produced on Summer Wells is in the video. Not the video. My God, I can't even speak. Summer Wells. Here we go. Sorry, guys. Nope, don't want that. Right, now I've got to find it from the playlist. These dogs are going mad. Here we go. Got it. Okay. All right, share screen. Here we go. I just find it so eerie and heartbreaking watching that footage. Just so heartbreaking. It really is. Thank you, Lana, for the $3 super sticker. Hope I haven't missed anyone else. Let me just double check. Just fling myself upwards. No, I don't think I've got anyone else who's super chatted. I just find it absolutely heartbreaking watching that. Eerie, seeing them all out. And if we just go back, I'll turn the sound off now, but if we just go back to this came from a tweet. Somebody found this for me, so thank you to whoever it was. I can't remember who it was. But this was from the 20th, 5:07 a.m. from the 20th. So this was in the middle of the night, a neighbour filming them. They literally worked through the night because they'd found one set of footprints. And that's why they worked through the night, because they thought she was there. And according to Dave Rader, the story he was told by the searchers on the Sunday was that they thought she was in those woods. They were working from a theory that she'd been abducted and had been returned to the woods, and she was wandering around in the woods lost. So they were truly believing at that time that those footprints were Summer's, and they were truly believing that those footprints meant Summer was there and she was alive. So, yeah, terrifying. Terrifying. Anyway, I'll just go up a little bit. Oh, question. If Candice left during that couple of hours gap of time when Grandma was napping, left boys in charge only to find her gone when she returned, was that why she asked Josie, what did you do? Possibly. Possibly. She could have left for whatever reason. She could have fallen asleep. She could have started on the old booze and was just distracted. Anything could have happened. I mean, I wouldn't discount anything. All we know is that Summer was missing. So did Candice leave? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Harsh Reality, a recent post on witnesses to search found grave that had been emptied. Ali keeping quiet, of course. I've heard that rumor. I don't believe it. I really don't believe it. There were bones found in East Tennessee recently, but that was of an adult male. And I don't know whether things have got confused. I think perhaps Dave Rader has been taken out of context, because Dave Rader was talking generally about what happens with searches is they don't reveal where they've searched, or certainly where they've cleared. They don't mind people knowing a general area, but they don't tell the public where they've cleared, because an offender who's hiding a body can come along and put the evidence, either the body or, evidence of the crime, in a location that they know has been cleared. So, yeah, I think things have been misconstrued, honestly. I don't believe they found an empty grave that they're keeping quiet. Absolutely not. Don't believe it. Thank you, Lovey's Dreams, for the $5 super sticker. Gorgie Man. Hey, my old pal. Gorgie Man. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. New content is Ace. Michelle, keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Thank you for the £10. You're in my currency. Everyone else is giving me dollars. Good old Gorgie Man gives me £10. Thank you so much. I don't like to talk about the brothers. I don't go there because they're minors. I don't know. I don't know what the relationship was between some of her brothers. I don't know. Questions. If you've asked me a question while I was playing when I was looking for that clip and I was playing it, then just ask it again, and I'll hopefully get round to it. Again, I don't know. I mean, sibling jealousy is really common, isn't it? I mean, me and my sister were jealous of each other. You know, we used to not my sister so much, because my sister was 7 years younger than me, but I had two older stepbrothers who used to stay with us in holidays. They lived with their mum in term time and then came to us in the holidays, and we used to fight like you wouldn't believe. Like, one was 5 years older than me, one was 3 years older than me, and we used to fight. We used to have like fist fights, you know. So all siblings fight, all siblings argue, siblings are jealous of each other. So it wouldn't surprise me, but I don't think that's unusual, really, is it? Hey, Scott H. Hi. Hello. Hope you're well. Wasn't Sherpy? Oh, Sherfy. I think you mean Sherfy. Wasn't he part of the first search? A local would know what was searched. I don't know. It was said that someone called Don helped Jodie Sue search the creek. What are you doing? Oi! Chill. Chill. Take a chill pill. Mad. Mad they are. You're mad. Do you want to come up? No? Right. Fine then. It was said that someone called Don helped Jodie Sue search the creek area, you know, when they were waiting for the law enforcement to turn up. And Jodie Sue said that wasn't Don Sherfy. I thought it was. When I heard the word Don, I thought it was Don Sherfy. I probably even said it on my channel. But Jodie Sue said, no, it wasn't. It's a different Don. There's another Don who is a neighbour who lives very close by. He helped with that first initial search. Whether he helped in the hours or days after, then yeah. I mean, yeah, those neighbours would know. The neighbours around, like Ben Hill, Simpson, that side of Beach Creek, they'd know exactly where they were searching. So even if he wasn't actively involved in the search, then he would know. He would know. I'm sure of it. Mrs. Nobody, thank you so much for the £10. Another one in my currency. Thank you so much. You're not nobody, you are somebody. Everybody's somebody. Yeah. Tilly's obligatory cameo. I know. It's terrible. It's when I'm talking, like when the attention's not on them, they start being silly, they start acting out. You know. Yeah, I do exactly the same. Yeah, it's Blue Roof Don. Yeah, I'm not going to say what his surname is or his address, but yeah, it's Blue Roof Don. He's very close to 110 Ben Hill Road. But yeah, he's not connected with the case. You see, Leslie, there are all these things, aren't there, that circumstantially you can put together and think, that's not right. You know, that certainly the Dancing in the Rain video is just odd. Don's past history, you've got to look at him, don't you? You've got to look at him. You know, if you're looking at all of the sex offenders in the area, either the registered ones or the non-registered ones, well, we know Don's admitted. I know he was very young, but he has admitted to inappropriate behavior with his stepsister. So we've got to keep that in mind. It's not irrelevant. However long ago it was, I don't think it's irrelevant. However, it doesn't mean that he abused Summer. There's just these things, aren't there? There are, absolutely. Have you found any more info on Schaefer Jr. having an ankle bracelet? Allegedly, he doesn't, but that's only what Cam from Cracking Cases has said. I've not seen a confirmation of that. I'd like to see a court report. I'd like to see, because there should be a report that's made on at the time of his bond hearing. And that should say whether he's got an ankle tag on or not. But I can't find that online. Like the Sullivan County records don't have that information. They have the date that he was bonded out and the amount that he was bonded out for, but they don't have any of those specifics. So whether Cam has seen that and just hasn't posted the receipt, or whether he knows someone, or whether he's just assuming, I do not know. That's why I haven't said it on my channel. I haven't made a video including that information, because I don't know. I can't confirm it. But according to Cam, he doesn't. But don't take that as any kind of proof at all. I can't confirm. They don't come from the same place. Candice was born in Texas, but she moved to Wisconsin when she was very young. So she grew up in Wisconsin. Don was born in Florida, but he moved around a lot. But his family are based in Utah, and they were in Utah for they've been in Utah for many years. But Candice moved to Arkansas with the carnival, and she met Don in Arkansas. For whatever reason, Don ended up in Arkansas, and that's where they met. And then they moved to Tennessee when the eldest boy, who is now 13, was a baby. So they've been in Tennessee for 13 years. So, but yeah, they met kind of one of those, I guess, chance meetings, love blossomed. My God. A super chat's just come in. Hold on. Let me just find it. Oh, I'm way missing the chat here. Mother Hen, thank you so much for the $10. What did you think of the video Candice made of Summer in the fire? It bothered me so much. It didn't bother me. If I'm completely honest, it didn't bother me, because it's one of those filters on TikTok or wherever it was made. It's a common filter to have somebody like dancing in fire. I think it was probably insensitive of her to post it on YouTube with her daughter missing. I think it was insensitive of her to do it. I wonder whether she did it just to make people rant, like to get a rise out of people. We know she's a prankster. So I think when she made it, like months ago, whenever, it wasn't inappropriate. Probably the kids liked it. They probably like to see themselves dancing in fire. But I think it's quite immature and a bit insensitive for her to post it now onto her YouTube. But it got the desired effect. People went berserk over it. I didn't comment on it because that's what she wanted. She wanted people to comment on it. So those are my views. A super chat. Wow, Ginger Snap, thank you so much for the $50. That is incredibly generous. Thank you for making, oh God, I can't even read now. Thank you for being the most credible voice of Summer Wells' case. Tennessee loves you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ginger Snap. That's really kind. Please scroll back for cactus question. Has had response. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to find that again. I don't think it's off the table. I don't think it's off the table. I don't think anything's off the table. Apart from the most far-fetched theories, I don't think anything's off the table. I would probably place it at, if I had to say, I'm going to split it into sections here. So I would say 50%, I think Summer went to play and was abducted by somebody, or she had an unfortunate accident while she was out and her body, for whatever reason, hasn't been recovered. I think she was abducted, but that 50% covers all of that, right? Then 35% sold, either by a family member or someone very close to the family, but the family are aware. And then 15% accident. Does that add up to 100? So accident can cover them, whatever reason, covering up the body, hiding the body. I don't think it's likely that they did that, but nothing's off the table for me. And sold either by family or more likely family being aware of it. I don't discount that at all. Don't discount that at all. Wondering what you think about Summer swinging on the swing that day and maybe she cracked her head. We've talked about this extensively in my Facebook group. In my Facebook group, people argue like you wouldn't believe, but there's some interesting stuff comes out of it. I don't think so. It's, yeah, I mean, rope swings, right? That, you know, kids have accidents on rope swings. You should have seen some of the rope swings we made when we were kids. I mean, I wasn't brave enough to do most of them. Like, there used to be a gang of us. Used to go down about 2 miles in that direction, maybe less than 2 miles. My mother had no idea I was down there, right? No idea. I was about 10. No idea I was there. And there used to be a group of us that used to hang around, and some of the older kids used to be able to like climb up into a tree that went over the river and get really high up and then dangle a rope swing down. And we used to take it in turns to fly over the river. I wasn't brave enough to do that particular one. And nobody died. Like, people fell off, but nobody died. Like, kids bounce. So the chances of dying in an accident like that are so minute that, and if she'd cracked her head to that extent, I think there's got to have been some kind of evidence there that the dogs would have picked up on, like blood or bodily fluids. You know, look, when I know this is gross, but when people die, they relieve their bladder and sometimes the bowels. And I know it's horrible, but I just think if she died in the house or in the yard, I think it would have been picked up. It's rare for that to happen. So anything's possible, but I don't think I believe that. All different things on the farm. Hi, I watch your channel sometimes. Why did Candace say what they did to my daughter? What they did to my daughter? Did I catch that? Yeah. What they did to my daughter. Yeah. So it implies that she knows that somebody did something to her daughter. Absolutely. Yeah. Agree with you. I think they know more. I think they know more than they are saying. Even if they are completely innocent, I think they know more. Even if it's just they suspect who's done it. I think Don has slipped enough over the months. you know, saying things like she was kidnapped, Candice had the wrong friends. He's telling on himself. He had the wrong friends, right? That's my belief. I think they know more than they're saying. Why they're not saying it, no idea. Another super chat came in. Oh, I'm way behind. Thank you, Annie, for the $5. Love your channel and videos. Thank you for all you do for the truth and Summer. This has turned into a Summer Wells stream, hasn't it? You don't just have to ask me Summer Wells questions, but it's fine. It's fine if you want to ask Summer Wells. Yeah. Social services were coming to investigate. Allegedly so. I've never seen any confirmation that they were coming the day after, as some people say. But allegedly there was, you know, CPS involved in their lives. Somebody getting her to leave. I think it. I don't discount it, but it would mean that they'd have to hide her for like ever, because that's a really serious crime in itself. Like if someone had kidnapped her to give her a better life, it's still a kidnapping. And did you see that case that's just made it into the news? It's from, I've only seen the headlines of it because somebody said, oh, in my comments, somebody said, Michelle, have you seen this case? And I hadn't, never heard of it. So I went and looked at it. But it was a woman called, correct me if I'm wrong, Sherry Papini. Correct me if I'm wrong. But years ago, like 2016, I think it was, she claimed that she'd been abducted, that she went missing. She was married, had a couple of kids. She went missing and then turned up a week later with like bindings on her wrists, injuries. She'd been branded, you know, like branded with a hot iron. And she made the law enforcement, she made everybody, her husband, everybody believed that she'd been abducted. So there was this massive investigation as to, you know, finding these two abductors. Apparently it was two Hispanic women that abducted her and tied her up and held her, and then she escaped or got away or something. And she made it all up. And she's now being, like, the court papers have come out. She's not gone to trial or anything yet, but she made it all up. She wanted to go and have some sexy time with her ex-boyfriend. So she made it all up, allegedly, according to what law enforcement are saying now. Like, they found like evidence, like in her ex-boyfriend's place. They've been doing this investigation for years. They found like items of her clothes, things with DNA on in his place, in his trash bins. She'd definitely been there, and he's now admitted it. He's now confessed that she was there, and she just wanted a sexy time away with her ex. Serious crime. She's facing a good chunk of prison time. So if somebody's faking an abduction or have kidnapped her, even with good intentions, they've got to hide her forever, because they're going to get done, and it's serious. So yeah. Right. I am. It was a pop-up live. I just decided on the spur of the moment to come live. Well, that's the thing. That is the thing. That's the thing that bothers me. Why, if it's a genuine accident, why would you hide it? Why would you get yourself into trouble by hiding it? Even if she died and it was a genuine accident, that's not a crime. Is there more to it? And then where's the body? There's just things with the accident. That's why it's far down on my list of things. Right, I've got some more super chats coming, so I'm going to have to scoot downwards, I think. Let me just look. Oh, I'm way down. Thank you so much, Cherry. Why did they say we just got her back and now this? I think that was a misunderstanding, to be honest. what Don was doing, he was talking to Ziggy, and he was trying to get Ziggy to put herself in his position. So he was saying, imagine you just got your daughter back and now blah, 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 blah. Now people are being really horrible. He was saying to Ziggy, think about it, how it feels for me. And people have misconstrued it. Now, I don't think Don worded it brilliantly, but I interpreted it in that way. I think Ziggy interpreted it that way. I think a lot of people have misinterpreted it, though. I don't think he'd just got her back. There's no evidence that she'd been anywhere, because there was photographs of them in the weeks. If you go on to Candice's one of her old Facebook profiles, there's photographs of Summer only in like days ago or weeks before. There's a consistent array of photographs, so it doesn't look like Summer had ever gone anywhere. So no, I think it's Don didn't word it well, and I think people have misunderstood. In my opinion. No, I didn't. I found that in a thrift store in my local town years ago. It's followed me around various properties. I wouldn't be able to paint a picture like that. It just looked like a lot of mushy colours, to be honest. Do I think I'll ever do videos on Madeleine McCann? No. I know the case. It's probably the first true crime case that I really deep dived on YouTube. I really like the series that Richard D. Hall did on the McCann case. I just don't think I can add to anything. I could probably sum up in one video what I think about the case and leave it at that. And I mean, I'm in the UK. Madeleine's from the UK. I remember seeing it in the paper like the day after. My youngest son is only a few months older than Madeleine, so it kind of stuck out at me that, this 3-year-old had gone missing. My son was only just 4. So I had this kind of little bit of a, personal kind of empathy, thinking, oh my God, this kid gone on holiday and, has been abducted. But as soon as I looked into it, I thought, hold on a minute, there's more to this. And I don't think it was an abduction at all. But no, I don't think I'd do videos on it. I think too many people have done Madeleine, to be honest. I did have some more super chats. So I think if she wandered off, they wouldn't have told all the lies. Well, there you go. That's the thing. Why are they lying? Whichever scenario you put on the table and think about, why are they lying? Like, if there was a genuine accident, why would they need to lie? If she'd been abducted, she just wandered a little way off the yard and was abducted, why not just say that? Don't know. Maybe, I think maybe because she was gone a lot longer. And actually the lie initially was because Candice didn't want Don to know that she'd maybe left grandma in charge, or the brothers in charge, and grandma was napping and the boys weren't paying attention, or the boys took Summer out further than she was allowed, or she went to sleep, or she was drunk, or any other thing. Initially the lie was to Don, because I think she's under Don's thumb. And then it spiraled, it skyrocketed. So now she's got to keep lying. I don't know. I really don't know. Any other cases that is interested? I follow quite a few cases, but most of them, to be honest, get resolved. So at the moment, obviously Summer Wells takes up a lot of my time. Classic and Sincere's case is one that I've followed since day one. Cody Bigsby, I've followed since day one. Michael Vaughan is another one. But you see, with those cases, there's not as many updates. There's, the parents aren't doing crazy things. So you find there's long lulls between updates. Lena Keel's another one from Texas. So there's lots of cases that I'm following that I kind of I check the news for every single day. Like on this channel, Michelle Walks, I put more updates on other cases. So I've got like loads of videos on Cody, Lena, if you're Michael, you know, so I keep updating on those cases, but none have the capacity for me to do really regular videos on them. So it looks like I'm only covering summer, but I'm not. It's just that there's less to talk about with all of those other cases, unfortunately. You know, I'd be literally saying the same thing day in, day out. If I was doing daily content on, let's say, Cody or Michael, or, you know, I couldn't do it without just saying the same thing every day. But I follow a range of cases. Kylan and Crystal, yeah, I've followed their case. I saw that, yeah, that they were murdered in the morning rather than in the evening. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I mean, that's a really slow case. I mean, you know, we're getting information from that, you know, trickle by trickle, aren't we? And just going to check down and see if there's any more super chatties. There is. Terry, why is TBI not searching a larger area for Summer's remains with the time lapse? I think they have done. I believe they've searched kind of the key locations, like the construction site Don was working at. I've been told, I don't know how true it is. I mean, you know, law enforcement haven't updated on it, but allegedly they took cadaver dogs around that construction site. I think they have checked other areas. It's just that the consistent search, that really, really concerted searching was done within that 4.6 square miles of the Wells property. And they've just taken it that little bit further out this time last week. I think because they truly believe she was there. I think that's what it is. But it doesn't mean to say that they haven't searched other places. And I'm sure they have. You know, if tips have come in, they'll have gone and checked those out as well. I mean, how far do you want them to say? You know, they can't possibly, you know, even just on the mountain that Summer lives on, that's a vast acreage, really, really difficult terrain. You know, nobody could search, you know, have no police force, no law enforcement agency could search that mountain alone in depth without honing in on specific areas of interest. It just isn't possible. And just the entire area, you know, is mountain after mountain after mountain. So really rural, difficult terrain. So yeah. See if there's any more super chats. I'm going to go down to the bottom. So if you've asked a question, I am sorry. I'm flicking through. Thank you so much, Alice Sings. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's really kind. Yeah, hit the like. I'm a bad YouTuber. I never tell people to hit the like, but hit the like, give it a thumbs up, all of that stuff. Don does not have a great education. He says things differently. I think people get it twisted. I think that is true. You know, like in my local area, you know, we've got a specific way of saying things. So, you know, if a kid went missing around here and somebody did a press conference, I think people would misconstrue stuff because of accent, of differences in the capacity for language. There's loads of reasons. And Don just tends to like just blabber. You know, he's got mouth diarrhea. So that doesn't help, does it? So it doesn't help at all. I have always followed true crime. Even when I was little kid, like before I started school, my nan used to look after me. My grandmother used to look after me while my mum went to work. And she knew she could get half an hour's peace in the middle of the day. She used to put Crown Court on for me. So if you're of a certain age and you grew up in the UK, do you remember Crown Court? And they were just like reconstructions, really bad reconstructions of cases. I was obsessed with it. I loved it. I loved to the understanding what the cases were about and what the judge was saying. And I just loved it. And my nan used to say, why are you watching this? Why do you like this? It's like, I love it. I just love it. And I've always been interested in psychology, forensics, the criminal mind, crime from the victim standpoint. It's what I made a career on, so yeah, I have. I've always been into true crime. Barry Morphew, I've got a couple of videos about Barry, only a couple of videos. I tend to update on Barry's case in my community tab. At the moment, I think I'll cover it when the trial's on. I think that'll be really interesting. I've got the arrest affidavit. I've read that. I'm not going to make videos on it at the moment because we're just waiting for the trial. But I have a couple of videos on it. I am familiar with Evelyn's case. I've got a video on it on Michelle After Dark. Just one video, and I used the Evelyn case and related it to Summer's case. So yeah, I am aware of Evelyn's. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, it needs more attention. Absolutely. I hope not. I'm not going to preempt. Because there's some problems with the evidence I think the defense are going to really go for. I sincerely hope the jury doesn't fall for it. That's all I'm going to say for now. No, not a full video. I've talked about it in different videos. I've mentioned it in different videos. I've never done a sit-down video about the entire thing. I don't know whether I would ever. Maybe I would one day. I don't know. Well, John Bonet, Ramsey. That's another case. Actually, John Bonet is a case that I don't really know that well, honestly. I've watched a few documentaries on it. I've never deep dived into John Bonet. I don't know whether it's because it's so long ago. I just don't seem to have a connection. You've got to have a connection with a case for whatever that is, whatever that may be. And I just don't for that case. I think it's been done to death. I think a lot of people have done it. So many channels have done it, either deep dives or just covered it as a one-off. So I'm not sure what I could add, to be honest. Right, I'm definitely going to go down to the end there because I think I've missed some more super chats. Oh, I'm way. I'm just going to do a big scroll here. Oh, I'm way down. So many comments. Yay, got a super chat. Thank you, Brenda, for the $10. Did you see Grandma's face when Ansley asked how many times she'd contacted law enforcement? Deer in headlights, she deflected. The answer is 0. She was very defensive, wasn't she? Very defensive. I don't know whether that's just because that's her manner. She said she's quite a blunt person. What got me was the long pauses, like she was really having to think about what to say. Now, whether was she nervous being on camera, possibly. Red flag city with that interview. However, could just be she was nervous. She'd never been interviewed before. She knew loads of people were going to talk about it. She did look like a deer in a headlight. She was very defensive, but who knows? Who knows? Who knows? All righty. Opinions on Nichol Kessinger. Hey, you know what? I'm really loving the resurgence of Chris Watts content this week. The first case I covered on Michelle After Dark, when Michelle After Dark was a really new channel, was Chris Watts, because I know that case inside out, back to front. I've got all the court, I've got everything from Well County. I email them, and I've got every single, I've got all the discovery, I've got every single body cam, I've got 50 gigabytes worth of information from Weld County, Colorado, 50 gigabytes of information that sits on its own external hard drive, right? I was so big into Chris Watts. So when I started Michelle After Dark, it was the obvious case for me to do because I knew it so well. And I went through from scratch. I went through the entire discovery. I did a 5-part series that sits in its own playlist on Michelle After Dark about Nichol Kessinger. And I literally went through every single reference of Nichol Kessinger in the discovery files and all of the supplementary files and made a playlist out of it. What is my opinion of her? I think she's not a very likable individual. I think she was more involved. I don't think she committed the murders, but I think she was pushing Chris to do more. Maybe, I don't know. I don't like her. I think she's really shady. The new interview, well, it's not a new interview. We've only had the audio for it. Like in the discovery files, you only get the audio. Frankie Rushik Jr. premiered it the other day. I've put a little clip of it on this channel, just of one of the pieces I think is really interesting. I know other channels have put little clips on their channels of things that they think is interesting. I think it's good to have that visual to see her lying. I think she lied a lot in that interview. I think her and her dad did a deal behind the scenes. If you want my really honest opinion, I think her dad did a deal behind the scenes. Make of that what you will. So my opinion of her isn't good. Let's put it that way. Is it? It's not good, is it, Cassie? It's not good, is it? Why are you wet? She's wet through. Why are you wet through? Is it raining? Is it raining? Is it raining? Is it? Is it? She said, yeah, it's raining. It's raining. What? What? Do you want to come and say hello? Do you want to? Come on. Oh, no. God. We started a kerfuffle now off camera. Oh, dear. All right. Thank you, Carla, for the $4.99 super sticker. Thank you very much. Do another big scroll. I think I'm at the end. I really, really apologize if I have missed any super chats. I think I've got them all. Yeah, I do. I think she knows more. I think she lied. She just lied. And maybe that's because she was really embarrassed or whatever. But I don't know. Don't like her. Yeah. She's one of those people. Just drive you mad. Yeah. Just really shady. Oh. Hey, just binge watch my Chris Watts videos. I've got loads of them. I don't know how many videos I've got of Chris Watts. All like loads of different angles and different, like taking bits of footage and analysing them. And yeah, I really deep dived into it. The first 6 months of Michelle After Dark was basically Chris Watts with like, when I set that channel up, Classic and Sincere's case was brand new. Like literally, they went missing on the 21st, or were reported missing on the 21st of December. I set Michelle After Dark up, I think it was like Christmas Eve or something, or Boxing Day. So I did a couple of really early videos on them. I think I did Barry Morphew. I did a few standalone videos that nobody watched. I did Harold Shipman. What else did I do? I did a few UK cases, just standalone videos, but the vast majority of the first 6 months of Michelle After Dark was Chris Watts. I got so bored with Chris Watts. I've got to tell you, I wasn't doing daily videos then either. I was only probably doing like 2 videos a week, if that. But it was when Summer Wells came along that I started doing the daily videos, because just obsessed, like just so invested in Summer Wells. You're in my way now. You're in my way now. Interesting, your grandmother was your childcare and got you into true crime. Grandmother true crime magazines. I mean, my nan, she wasn't into true crime. She didn't understand why I liked it. I think it was just like it was on one day, and she like realized that I was really quiet and she could get on with doing whatever she was doing. So I think it was just a learned behavior that she knew that I was going to be quiet for half an hour rather than like creating havoc or whatever little kids do. So she didn't watch it. It's weird, isn't it? It's weird that the things that we like, some of our earliest memories are the things that we stick with us throughout our lives. And I definitely say that was the case for me. It's horrendous. I mean, he didn't lie for very long, did he? Like, he crumbled. Once he failed the polygraph, he crumbled. He just didn't tell the whole truth, did he? You know, what he did was he took Tammy, Agent Tammy Lee's suggestion that Shanann killed the girls, so therefore he killed her. That's what he went with. He didn't know what the hell to go with. He didn't know what he just, like, for an intelligent guy, he was really clueless at life. And I think he just took that and ran with it. So I think that's why he lied, that he didn't know what else to say. He just didn't think it through. I think so. I hope so. I think Trezell and Jacqueline are banged to rights. I hope that justice befits them. We're just going to wait and see. On that one. I'll definitely be covering the case till its very end, until justice is served. I'll follow the trial, cover the trial, you know, and I think she did a drive-by. I think she was there. For those of you who don't know the case, her phone pinged in Frederick. So I did a video on it. I probably did more than one video on it. And I did a map showing where she lived, where she worked, and then where Frederick was, which was kind of over here. So she could go that way to work, or she could go that way to work via Frederick, which I think was about the same distance. But her phone pings for like the 2 months. We've got 2 months of data from Nichol Kessinger's phone. There's no other time early in the morning when she's on her way to work. They always pinged either at her home earlier in the morning, so that's obviously when she's making an early morning phone call, from Broomfield, which I think is where her gym was, so if she's going to the gym early, or somewhere close to her work, never in Frederick. She only ever pinged in Frederick when she was at Chris Watt's house. However, there is more than one cell tower in Frederick, so doesn't necessarily mean because she pinged in Frederick at 6:16 a.m. on the 13th of August, an hour after Chris Watts left to go and bury his wife and put his kids in oil tanks at his workplace. Why was she pinging in Frederick? And it was only like I think it was a phone call to Jim, her friend Jim, that didn't get answered. Like it's a minute, so it didn't get answered. Why did she ring Jim that morning? Was it a butt dial? Did she cock up? Did she ring from the wrong phone? Did she have a burner phone? So she was making calls on a burner phone and she forgot and made the wrong, we don't know, do we? We can only speculate. But I think, personally, that Shanana got home and I think she was checking up on Chris to make sure that he'd left. I don't think she was at the house. I really don't think she was at the house at that time. But we may never know. We may never know. We may never know. Never. How was Miss Tillington named? Her name's Tilly because I know her mum, her actual mum, like her biological mum, was a friend of my son. And he came home and said, "Oh, such a body's dogs had pups today." And I said, "Really? Oh, okay." So I went to see them and ended up taking one. And they'd called her Tilly. Like they'd just named her Tilly just for the sake of it. And I kept the name. And then that, I don't know, Tillington, it just came from Tilly. Tillington. I think it was my son who used to call her Tillington. Right. And so when I started her channel, I just thought, oh, Miss Tillington, that sounds cool as a name. Oh yeah. That was bizarre. That was bizarre. I really wish that had gone to trial. I think the reason why this has become so big on social media, like in the true crime community, is because we've got so many unanswered questions. Because everything just went through so fast. Like the sentencing just went through so fast. They were in the middle of an investigation. So the discovery isn't complete because they were in the middle of an investigation. And we're just left with all of these gaps in our knowledge. I really wish it had gone to trial, and then we'd have had Nichol Kessinger on the stand, being interrogated, being cross-examined. We'd have had those answers. But unfortunately, we don't know, and we'll probably never know. I definitely think that Nichol would have been questioned about these bizarre things. Cactus. What is it about cactus? What? I did mean to go back and look for the cactus question, and I got waylaid. I got distracted. So I'm sorry. I don't know what the cactus question was. How could I follow an animal like that? What, Chris Watts? I think it's just horrendous. The case is horrendous. And, it's one of those cases that beggars belief. and that just has you asking questions. And that's how I started with the Watts case, was like, oh my God, how could a father do that to his daughters? How could he do that? That was my kind of thing. And what's the psychology of someone who's able to do that? That's where I started from, you know, and then I really deep dived into it. This is before I started my channel. I'd already deep dived into it before I'd started my channel. And it just seemed like the natural case to bring, you know, because I got the most information on it and the most knowledge on it. And a lot of people were talking about Chris Watts still. You know, in December 2020, there was loads of channels still covering it. So, yeah, some cases are just horrendous, and it's those cases that spark people's interest, isn't it? He didn't back into the garage. He didn't. He couldn't have, because the other car, Shanann's car, was in there. It couldn't have backed into the garage. He didn't back into the garage, although it was a triple garage. The other door, the single door, so there was a single door and then a double door. That was where Shanann's car was parked. And then we see that on the footage of Scott Coonrod, right? When they opened the door and Shanann's car's there. The single garage, you've got a load of junk behind it, behind the door. He couldn't have backed in. He didn't back in. He didn't back in. I think that's just been an assumption. If you look at Nate's footage and you zoom in, if you've got the original files, like I have, I've got them all. I've not got them on this computer because they take up too much hard disk space. It's 50 gigs worth of information. They have their own hard drive. If the footage was on this computer, I'd show you. If you really zoom in, you see that it's not backed in at all. It's not. Maybe I can adopt. Maybe I can adopt everybody. Oh, okay. Cactus do not look freshly replanted. White rocks are dirty and sunk in, and you wear gloves. Many above agree. Yeah. I'm going to play devil's advocate, because I always do. Not all cactuses are spiky. I like cactuses. I've got quite a few. And I've got one big spiky one that when you repot, you definitely have to wear gloves for. But my others are not spiky at all. Like the succulent family, I think I've only got one spiky. I've got one spiky, and then numerous others non-spiky. So not all cactuses are spiky. And they could have used rocks that were already dirty to put on. You know, they didn't necessarily wash the rocks before they put them in the planters. I agree that they don't look newly planted, but when were the photos taken? Like if you look at the screenshots taken or the video taken from Chris McDonough, then it's over a month later. So there's time for them to bed in, to not look newly planted anymore, for weeds to grow. I think you have to look. I think there's one or two photos from what law enforcement released, if I remember rightly. There's one or two photos. Those would be the ones to look at for any clues as to whether they were spiky. And from my memory, I don't think they were spiky. From my memory. I'll have to go and find the photos, but I see what you mean. I do see what you mean, but at the same time, I think we've got to look at the specifics of those plants and just, you know, like I always say, try to think of evidence that refutes what you're saying. So I can easily refute those points by saying, well, were they spiky? Were those rocks new? How long was the photo or the video taken that we're looking at? Are you looking at Chris McDonough's? If so, that's a month or even more than a month later. Or do we have photos that were taken the day after they were allegedly planted? If so, that's more convincing than a month later. So anyway, thank you, Beth, for the $4.99. Why did Nicole's phone ping at 6:20 a.m. in the area that morning? I think I've just answered that. 6:16. I've just answered that. Did I answer your? Have I already answered that? I've definitely answered it, but I don't know whether I acknowledge your super chat. So I think I've already answered that. Well, yeah. Well, I think everybody else's dogs in the world who watch my channel recognize my voice. My dogs choose to ignore my voice. I've got another super chat. I'm going to scroll right down to the bottom. Sorry. Missing questions. Thank you for the $6.99 Canadian dollars super sticker. Thank you, Lynn. And then we've got one more. Wait. Thank you. That's really generous. Thank you, Cecile, I think that is. Thank you for the $19.99 super sticker. That is really generous. Really generous. There's a special place in hell for a lot of people. A lot of people are going to be sitting there burning away. Great hat. Yeah, someone sent me this. Someone who is a long-term, before this channel became Michelle Walks, in its very early days, I had someone who used to talk to me a lot. She's from the UK. She's really artistic. She does artwork. She has an Etsy shop, but she hasn't told me what it is, so I can't advertise it. But she sent me this hat to keep my ears warm. I've also got a headband as well that she sent me. So yeah, this is a subscriber's hat. Well, she sent it to me. Well, a subscriber made it for me. Oh, we have great taste. We've got the same name as well, different spelling, but yeah, we've got great taste. We do. Yeah, they didn't put much effort in, did they? Not at all. Well, yeah, I learned very quickly to ignore my mother's voice, so I don't expect anything less from my dogs or my kids either when they were little. I should do more pop-up lives. I might do. The reason why I don't do more lives is because when my son's in, my 19-year-old son lives with me, when he's in, he's gaming and the internet's rubbish. Like it keeps dropping out because I live out in the sticks. So my internet's not great. I can't get like the hotshot mega fiber, whatever that's called. But my son's not in tonight, so I was able to, I've got full use of the internet. If he really did get the oxy, if he really did have oxy, I mean, he said he did, but I don't know we've got that confirmed because there was certainly no oxy in Shanann's system. I've got a video on her autopsy. At the time of her death, I'm wondering whether they had oxy in the house anyway, because Shanann had neck surgery, hadn't she? Like a year before, and she had loads of medications. I'm wondering whether she had oxy left over from her neck surgery, like she was prescribed it when she came out of hospital. I'm wondering whether if Oxy was used at some point to try to get her to abort Nichol or something like that, then it would have been what Chris could already get his hands on. That has always been my assumption, but I don't know. Don't know. It's not difficult to get your hands on Oxy anyway, is it? Allegedly. Not that I've ever tried to do it. But, oh, thank you. Thank you for £10. My currency. So glad I caught you live. Thank you. You've been so generous, you guys. Thank you, Sandra, for the $5 Australian dollars, I think. Love your work, Michelle. Much appreciation from Aussie. There we go. True Crime Tragic. Is that your channel? Is that your channel name? I'll check out your channel. If that's your channel name, I'll check out your channel. True Crime Tragic. I'll remember that. Or maybe it isn't your channel. Maybe that's just you saying True Crime's Tragic. I don't know. How long have I been live? An hour and a half. I'm only going to do like another 10 minutes. I'm not one of these people who can do like 7-8 hour lives. Oh my God. I can't deal. I can't deal with that length of concentration. And I am starting to feel my concentration going. Allegedly, he did. The first night she was there, allegedly he gave her Oxy and she was like really sick. And it was an attempt to get her to miscarry Nichol, allegedly. She was sick. She was sick that first night. We know that she like texted friends and stuff to say how ill she was. So, but there wasn't Oxy in her system when she died. So that's just to bear that in mind, because she was tested. Like I said, I've got a video on Shanann's autopsy. Not a topic that's, you know, suitable for everybody, but I went through Shanann's autopsy report and her toxicology screen was clear for drugs. So we know that he didn't give her that before she died. So yeah, allegedly it was, yeah. Okay. Hey. Thank you so much, Jan, for the $10. Love to you as well. Thank you so much. Any final questions? Get them in. Oh, 3:53 Atlantic time. It is 19:54 UK time, or Greenwich Mean Time. So yeah, you're 5 hours behind me. I think, yeah, 5 hours. If he did, then it wasn't an autopsy. If he did, it might have been talking about when she was in North Carolina. Because if I remember rightly, it was Frankie who helped Shanann when she was sick, when she was there. If I remember rightly, Chris was like asleep, oblivious, and it was Frankie that was helping Shanann because she was so ill. So he could have been talking about that. I don't know. But I'm positive she didn't have Oxy in her system at autopsy. I would pull up the autopsy report, but it's on my hard drive upstairs. I didn't know I was going to be talking so much about Watts. I didn't come prepared, but I do have a video on it on Michelle After Dark, so go and check that out after. Thank you so much, Laurie, for the $10. Really enjoy your Facebook group, Michelle. Oh, you're Robert M there. Oh, you're Laurie. Oh, okay. All join the group. Yeah. People, yeah, join my Facebook group. The link is in the description of, I actually don't think I've got it in the description of videos on this channel. I might have, but if not, then link is in description of all videos on Michelle After Dark. just scroll down the description box and it's there. Yeah, there's nearly 6,000 members there, so it's quite busy. People argue, people have hissy fits with each other. You know, you sometimes have to just block people, you know, or ignore people. I do try to adjudicate sometimes when I can be bothered. Late at night, though, I get really angry and kick off. But it's fun. There's some really good posts that are made. Some of the things that I bring to my channel, that I talk about on my channel, have been discussed first in my Facebook group, like discussed at length in my Facebook group. You know, you guys in Facebook give me some really good ideas to follow, to research, and then some of those make it on the channel. So if you hear it on my channel, you know, probably a 50-50 chance that you've already discussed it on Facebook. What's my plan for the rest of the day? Well, it is nearly 8 p.m. So I am going to go and probably chill out for the rest of the evening. No, my day is nearly over. So, you know, for some of you guys over on the Pacific, your day's only beginning, isn't it? Well, mid-afternoon for you guys over in like California or on the Pacific coast. So, yeah, my day's nearly over. Any final questions? Do I have any new cases? Well, like I said before, I don't know whether you were here to hear. There's several cases that I'm covering, that I'm following. There's only really summer where I can do like daily videos, like the other cases that I'm covering, like Michael and Cody and Lena and Classic and Sincere, and the cases that I tend to do updates on this channel. I can't do more kind of in-depth updates because there's nothing to report on a regular basis. So, but new cases, I'm always looking for new cases. So I follow missing children particularly. So if there's a missing child case, I'll flag it up. But thankfully, more often than not, children that go missing, even if they get an Amber Alert, they're found, they're located, and they're safe within a day or two. You know, so whatever the next big case is going to be, I don't know. But at the moment, I'm just kind of following the cases that I've already got that investment in. But you never know when another big case is going to come up. You know, like Gabby Petito came kind of out of nowhere, and Chloe Smith, you know, I covered both of those on Michelle After Dark when they were new. Oh, they were big. But they've obviously both got resolutions. So, you know. Thank you, Linda, for the $4.99 super sticker. Thank you so much. Okay, not listed below. Okay, I need to include it in the settings for this channel. Any video from Michelle After Dark, if you go to the description box of any video, then it will be in the description box there. Oops, sorry, I already put yours up. Aaron, hi. I was watching one of your videos. Was it last night? Last night I was watching one of your videos. Thank you for the $5. Thanks so much for all you do for someone else. Great way to stay up to date. Oh, you're very welcome. I do watch your channel as well, so that's good. Okay. Marie Diamond's painting and adult colouring. If that's a channel, I can't say I'm into crafting and whatever videos, but if you're into crafting, if that's a channel, then take a look. NFB group, but I really just want to hear from you, so I watch you on YouTube. Well, that's fair enough. I started the Facebook group just so that we could have somewhere to discuss things, because in YouTube comments, it's not easy to follow discussions in YouTube comments, because when another video pops up, people tend to stop commenting on the older ones. So I thought, well, I'll set up a Facebook group where it's easier to follow specific threads. And Facebook's a little bit more lenient with the language that it allows you to use as well. Like YouTube will just randomly block comments for no reason. Like people will come in to my comments and say, Michelle, why have you blocked my comment? I was like, I haven't. And it flags up this really strange how strict YouTube is for blocking certain words. I mean, I even get my own comments blocked on Facebook. On YouTube. I don't know what it is. YouTube, they're just too strict. So Facebook's a little bit more lenient with the word. And given that we're talking about true crime, and some of the content we talk about is very sensitive, it just made sense to have a separate Facebook group. But if Facebook's not your thing, or you get sick of the arguments, that Facebook's famous for, then yeah, just follow me on YouTube. That's all I ask, really. Everything else is a bonus. Is a bonus. Right, guys. Yeah, I'm going to call it a day. Just let me go down to the very, very end just to check that I haven't missed anything. Any other super chats? I don't think so. Okay, guys. I hope that I've acknowledged everybody's super chats. Thank you so much for those that were so generous. And thank you to everybody who tuned in. I had like 1,000 viewers at one point, given this was just a pop-up live with absolutely no plan at all. I'm really glad that I just got a chat to you all. And yeah, I should do more of these. I'm going to do a members only live on Michelle After Dark at some point in the next week. So if you remember on that channel, then I'll put a notice up for that at some point soon. So good night, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day, your evening, wherever you are in the world. Bye, guys.